Alright, so this is not one of these videos with all kinds of fancy edits. We're just going straight to the point. So what we have here is a brand name Arc'teryx that has a net worth of $2 billion, but unfortunately, like many ecom brands, they have a broken email system that I'm going to fix by recovering around 20% of their total sales. So 20% of 2 billions, it's $400 million. And obviously one of the best way to make more revenue off emails is just simply to make better emails. So guys, look at this transformation that I've made. This is what they did. It's horrible. And look at what I've made, which is way better, right? And the easiest way to generate this kind of revenue out of thin air is by fixing, let's move this to the side, the sign up form, as you can see, the welcome flow, and also their email campaigns. And as you know, I'm the right hand man of a couple of ecom brands, and this is basically what I do to add them over 6 figures of revenue every single month. So yes, when it comes to Arc'teryx, their sign up form, how about we go on their website and see what's going on with that? So let's type Arc'teryx. So Arc'teryx, press enter, and spoiler alert, it's been 10 seconds that I'm here and I received no pop-up form. But when I scroll all the way down, look what I see, a sign up for our newsletter. And for a brand that has a net worth of $2 billion, this is absolutely unacceptable. They should fire every single marketer that is from that department. And I know you I know who's the director of the marketing. Please fire Timothy or whoever takes care of that, because it's unacceptable. As I'm speaking, we're all collectively watching $400 million being burnt. And I know that a lot of you guys are doing the same thing, which is a horrible mistake. I'm an email marketer for over 2 years now, and I still don't, like, based on what I've seen, I don't think that most ecom owners realize how important the sign up form is. In the case of Arc'teryx, they chose obviously not to have one, so they have, there's nothing here. Your sign up form all the way down in your website just simply does not count. It simply does not convert. A pop-up form is something that looks like this. A good one appears after like a good 5 seconds. So as we can see here, we have a clear offer, unlock 15% off, a big and clear CTA over here, which is also a good sign for conversions. But instead of putting continue, what I would do is put unlock now, because nowadays people are so lazy that like saying continue will put in their mind that there's like an extra effort to do, and that alone is enough to scare them away. And next thing I would do is change this little X, the color of it, to make it basically invisible. So instead of black, I would put it white, just like the background, just so we can push them to make some kind of decision in a non-harmful way. So instead of nothing, this is what I've made for Arc'teryx. This is what I made for them. So be the first to know, unlock access, no thanks, close form. And yes, there's no X, everything is spotless, and it really represents the brand. I chose this image specifically just so it feels as if people are being part of an adventure, because once again guys, I didn't speak about it in the beginning of the video, but every single thing that you do has to be aligned with your mission. This is Arc'teryx's mission and also their target audience. Once again, there's a lot of information, so guys, go grab this full presentation so you guys can copy paste it for your own brand. It's in the description, and it comes with 2 free ebook. And if you want to add an extra 25 to 30% plus on top of your revenue every single month, guys, the link is in the description. Just book a call. Everything is guaranteed, so basically risk-free. And yes, I'm going to be your right-hand man like many other brands, and it would be a pleasure for me to take your brand to the next level by generating all kinds of revenue out of thin air. Okay, so let's get back to the video. In this channel, I just don't care. I'm exposing what email marketers of high level do. I'm exposing what the big brands are actually doing to get these kinds of revenue. Your competitors, this is what they do. Okay, so once again, go grab it in the description. And for the ones who still don't understand the actual power of pop-up forms and are wondering why I insist so much on it, I'll make it extremely simple for you. Having your sign up form buried at the bottom of your site, it's like putting the front door of your store in a dark alley instead of the main street. Some people might find it, yes, but most of them are going to walk right past it without even knowing how to get in. So basically, if you have no sign up form or if it's hidden, you're basically making it harder for your warmest lead, the people who really have high intent when it comes to your brand, build a stronger connection with you. And the saddest part about it is that you guys don't even realize that you're losing that level of revenue simply because you've never touched it. So you're not even aware that you could have access to that amount of revenue simply because you've never tried it, or you're doing it wrong. But once my pop-up form is created, my job is not done. I would A/B test it until I managed to convert a good 5 to 10% of total website traffic. For example, for the brands who do not want to offer discounts, even though I highly suggest it, it's fine. Instead of, let's say I'm saying free shipping on the whole website, how about you leverage it and you put it on the pop-up form? So sign up here, put your email if you want to have a free shipping on X amount of whatever, even if you know that they have free shipping everywhere. That would be a great way for you to capture their email and nurture it and eventually make more sales with that specific customer. There's also other creative ways to do A/B tests to reach the 5 to 10%. Like for example, you could try to do the spin the wheel thing. But back to the subject, after someone signed up to the newsletter of Arc'teryx, look at what they receive as a first email. Let's just throw this to the side. There you go. This is what they receive. It's a horrible email, knowing that not only they're once again they're worth $2 billion, but also because the email number one is the most important email. The first email is basically the first impression that you're going to give your new customers, the new people who are interested in your brand, and it's just a bad look, especially for a luxury brand. If you're a luxury brand, you have to make sure that everything that you have is luxury. If you have a luxury brand right now and you're looking for that kind of delivery, just work with me. I'll give you exactly what you and your customers are looking for. But yes, look guys, this is the email that's getting the most amount of traffic. Look at all of these people. So imagine the first thing they see when they look at the window is this horrible email that represents Arc'teryx. I promise you, this is going to be the first and last one they're going to see, and that's not even the worst part. The worst part is coming. But yes, this is email number one, and generally the email number one, the open rates, as I said, there's so much traffic that the open rate is the highest, and the click rate also is the highest. This is the email that gets you the most sales. It's extremely confusing when you look at it, extremely bad, and this is why I made this transformation. This is the email I've made. You see guys, this is there's a huge difference just in quality. As you can see, I put a testimonial here, and I put the bestsellers over here where people can click, and I have a clear title where I invite them to be part of an adventure. So welcome, discount, bestsellers, testimonials. And this is a GIF, by the way, so basically multiple images, but this is a strong way to leave to set the tone, and not only set the tone, but to leave a strong impression of your brand. But once again, this is not the worst part, guys. The worst part is that 7 days later, like a complete week later, this is the moment that their customers are receiving their second email. If you're doing this with your brand, just understand that you're losing momentum. All the momentum that you've built, like the new customers are here. Once again, they're in front of your store, and a week later is the second time they see a sign of life from you. The goal here is to stay top of mind with emails. This is the goal. But 7 days later is an extremely bad job. And not only that, this is not even a nurturing email. Like, you would expect that a week later you come with some kind of email that speak about your brand, or like you speak about the story behind Arc'teryx. But no, that's not the case when it comes to Arc'teryx. It's a confusing bestseller email. So which is very greedy. Like, to be honest, like, you cannot always push sell, and buy. This is not a good way to build a relationship with someone who barely know you or is willing to know you. So once again, this is the email that they've made. It's pretty clean, to be honest. I'll be honest, the design is pretty solid, but a bestseller is not a good idea. The idea is to send an email a day later that is basically a message from their founder. As you can see here, it's an email from their competitor, North Face, and which are doing a pretty good job when it comes to their email marketing stuff. So this is why I decided to use them, because when it comes to you, I know that you have a competitor that's doing exactly what I'm showing right now. So you can imagine the North Face as being your competitor. But in that case, in the case of this email, instead of putting like up to 25% off, I would put this image and I would just have a brief, explain the brief story of what Arc'teryx is all about, just to give them a strong idea a day later, once again, so 24 hours later, and with the signature of the founder or the team. something as simple as that. And on top of that, obviously a couple of bestsellers just to bring them back on the website, and yes, a great footer also to bring them back on the website. A great example of that, guys, that you guys can have access if you download this presentation, is this perfect brand. This is a B brand that basically does this is the perfect, in other words, this is the perfect welcome email sequence with a perfect pop-up form, and this is how a welcome, the first email should look like. But in this case, it's email number 2, and as you can see, it's a quick message from the founder who tells basically the story of the honey brand. This is a honey brand, but their email system is spotless, and I promise you that they're getting their 30% on autopilot every single month. So yes, it's signed by him. It's a quick reminder of the 15% off that they offer on the first email. Just a quick reminder a day later. And yes, Ted's favorite, so basically the best sellers. Another reminder of their missions. So basically this is how your second email should look like. And also keep in mind, guys, that email 2 to 8, 7 or whatever, the open rate should be around 40%, click rate 3 to 5, and place order 0.5. But yes, this is basically the blueprint on how to add an extra 30% of revenue in less than 60 days. So in this video, it's only going to be 20% because I'm focused on the low-hanging fruits. So 5% based on the welcome email automations plus 15% of email campaigns. It's 20%. So go download it in the description. It comes with 2 free ebook. So yes, go over there, Pablo. But anyways, before we continue, what is that all about? I'll move it to the side. And okay, 2 briefcases, interesting. I'll go with the right one, so bye-bye. Like and subscribe. We don't like and subscribe over here. Why do this? Like, why like and subscribe? I'll go with the left one, you know. So boom, like and subscribe again. That's rude. That's I guess I don't make the rules, guys, so leave a like and subscribe if you're watching this video. It's gonna be much appreciated. I'm wondering who put that there, you know. I'm really wondering who put that there. Okay, next. But anyways, jokes aside, let's go with email number 3, which is even worse because 14 days later, 2 weeks later, at this point they basically have nobody looking for their emails. This is what they're sending them: a horrible, confusing email that barely represent what the brand is all about. And the worst part about this email is that not only the CTA is extremely low, so people have to scroll all the way down to find the women sell and men sell, but the title, the most important thing about this email, which is the 30% off, is not big and clear. If you have a very important offer, you have to make it big and clear, because this is basically what's going to drive you the most amount of sales. But yes, when it comes to email number 3, what I propose to them is to finally send and actually send the bestsellers. So yes, they can finally send the bestsellers simply because the previous email was a nurturing email that spoke about the story of the brand and their mission. So the customers are basically opened up and are willing to be sold. If we look back at the perfect welcome email system, when it comes to email number 3, reminder and bestsellers. So yes, this is a quick reminder of the discount that they offered on the first one, and you can see here little testimonials about the specific bestsellers, so people can know what is a great fit for them. And yes, that's basically it when it comes to that. And also they put the emphasis on why their brand is so different. So basically what is going on in the mind of the customer is that, oh, I understand why their product is so unique and different from these ones. And on top of that, they have a discount. They're 15%. I would be dumb not to buy it, which is a genius marketing tactic. Over here, they're using the fear of missing out, and they're also making them feel special. So the moment they buy their product, they will feel as if they gain something somehow in their self-esteem. And it's something great to speak about to your friends and family. So basically some more free marketing for your brand. If you need a strong partner, a strong right-hand man who is willing to use these psychological tactics and triggers to create a stronger bond with their customers, you know where to go. In the description, just book a quick call with me and I will analyze what your brand is all about. But yes, guys, you guys must leverage the fact that every single thing that makes you so different from your competitors. But guys, things are getting worse for Arc'teryx. They're losing millions by the day here because 17 days later, which is also another 2 weeks later, they're getting their 4th email. And this is their email. And what they did here is a very good idea, but the only problem is that 17 days later, there's basically nobody in front of their store to watch this specific email. They lost all momentum, and there's basically nobody in front of their store simply because they taught them not to be in their store. When you have an e-com brand, when you have a brand, everything that you're receiving is a direct reflection of your actions, like it or not. And in this case, Arc'teryx do not really care about their email system, so people are not going to really care about your emails, and it's going to hurt their pockets. So guess what I did? I went to their competitors who are doing a great job, and for email number 4, which is a day later, once again, this is not spamming, guys, by the way, this is not spamming, just email marketing 101. But after coming with a bestsellers email where I would get a lot of sales, I would come back with something educational. So I would put, instead of putting the future light of North Face, obviously, I would put a bestseller, like the typical Arc'teryx jacket that most people buy, and I will do a deep dive on it, on why is it so different, why is it the choice to make. The email actually looks like this. I would have a gift that I would put myself here, just to show the texture of the Arc'teryx jacket. But the only thing I would change here is, instead of just putting the images of these 2 different jackets, if I have for Arc'teryx, I would put a shop now CTA here, just to bring people back to the website basically, and get more conversions, right? But yes, I would put the jacket over here too, and yes, beautiful footer. And I would also put a complete your kit, so a couple of accessories Arc'teryx have, their gears, just to bring them back into the website. Shop women, shop men. When it comes to the honey brand, this is what they have, so it's something educational. So yes, you guys get the point. There's so much value in this video, it should be illegal. But anyways, let me toss everything to the side, because this is basically what their email system is all about when it comes to Arc'teryx. 4 emails, which is pretty sad for a 2 billion net worth brand, because they have so much potential and they need to make that extra effort. Like, it's not normal that a honey brand have a stronger email system than a 2 billion net worth brand. And I know that most of you guys are doing the same mistake, so please find a way to fix it, okay, to figure it out. I have this presentation, once again, download it or book a call. But anyways, when it comes to creating a email system that would generate them $400 million every single month, email number 5, which I'm going to send 2 days later, is basically going to be an email that gives their customer another reason on why to choose them instead of their competitors. This coffee brand did a great job when it comes to this. You guys can look at it. So this is what they do, and this is what the other people are doing. In email marketing terms, we call it the us versus them. And look at what this skincare did. This is what the traditional skincares are doing, and this is what Omnilux are doing. So they basically, you know, they put them in a better light, just so it can push their customer to make a sale. And quick thing here, this is why having a strong email system can change your brand forever, because this brand, for example, they barely had anything in place, but after working with me, typically it takes 60 days to get them these kinds of results, but after 30 days we found a way risk-free and to drive them over 41% of attributed revenue with only email automations, which is actually insane. So in their first month of working with me, I found a way to add an extra 41% by using these tactics, right? So it's pretty wild. This is my portfolio, guys, so if you want to work with me, these are, and this is the kind of work that I'm willing to do, and you do not want me on the side of your competitor, because I use all kinds of lethal, very powerful marketing tactics and triggers to drive the most amount of sale and find a way to create a stronger bond with them and their customers. So if you want to take over your current market, I will be glad to have you on a quick call, just so I can find a way and strategies to get you there, guaranteed, or you do not pay. And yes, book a quick call, link is in the description. But email number 6, guys, this is what you can do. This is why I highly suggest you to do 2 days later, is to either find a way to make another us versus them plus bestsellers, or a heavy social proof or testimonial, something very deep that hits home. A perfect example of that is the honey brand. Look what they did on email number 5, which is basically the same thing, because they have 7 emails instead of 8 in our case for Arc'teryx. But yes, they made not only a reminder of once again the discount that they offered in the first email, but they made a deep breakdown on why they are so different. So basically here I'll do pretty much the same thing, but with the same images. I would speak about how Arc'teryx is so different, or heavy social proof, or I would make a deep testimonial that someone made. It could be something like, oh, Arc'teryx changed my life, or something like that, you know, something close around that. If you're looking for a place where you can find these deep testimonials, the easiest way, guys, is to go directly on your Instagram post or just your Instagram messages. It's full of love. It's full of messages from people who appreciate your brand, and they couldn't help but to share this love with you guys. And this is why I tell the brands I'm working with to always collect the messages that their customers are sending them, and to also encourage them to speak about their brand. A lot of people love your brand, but they're just waiting for this little push to be comfortable to speak about, or just to speak about how much they love you guys. All right, email number 7, it's time to get paid. We're going to use the last chance tactic just to create a fear of missing out, and just to remind them that their discount that they received in the first email is not going to last forever. So this is a very important email, because it really, once again, it pushes the people in a non-harmful way, once again, to over the edge and make them purchase what they've been looking for. A lot of them, they take their discount for granted simply because they feel as if it's always going to be there, but it's not the case, Pablo, and you're about to find out. So we're basically playing with urgency, just like the Perfect brand, the honey brand, did on their email number 6. As you can see, 15 last chance, 15% off your order. Your discount code expires at midnight. Don't miss out on 15%. Yes, testimonials, just to get them over the edge. And this is a GIF. Matter of fact, this is actually a GIF, so it's multiple images of different testimonials. It's a very simple email. You do not have to overcomplicate it. As you can see, it's pretty small. And yes, after 48 hours, 24 hours, it depends on you decide when you want to send that. One thing I personally like to do is, for email number 7, is to send a note from the founder that basically asks them what is going on, if they're doing well, just a quick reminder of the mission. And it's going to be text-based, simply because the fact that it's text-based, it feels so personal, and it feels as if I'm specifically talking to that person. So and what I basically do is I make them feel, I extend the discount for like a day or two, just for them, quote unquote, to make them feel special. We can read this together. So, hey Frank, I noticed you haven't placed your order yet, and that's totally okay. I just want to check in and see if everything's all right, or if you had any questions about us. I'm always open to feedback. If life just got busy, no worries. I brought your 15% welcome code back for one more day since you're new to the family. So this is the code, CTA, and there you go, guys. I highly suggest you guys to use this. Once again, these are the emails that drive a lot of revenue. They're going to place a lot of order. Urgency is obviously a superpower. This is basically a killer or welcome sequence that I have for Arc'teryx that would save them, guarantee them a good 5% every single month. But where's the other 15%? The other 15%, guys, that is easy to obtain is by sending 3 emails a week manually. Like, all you have to do is create simple emails every single week. For example, look at the bee brand, the honey brand. They made something for Mother's Day. They made something for Thanksgiving. And the goal here is simply to just stand out and stay top of mind and remind them that they exist. Because mind you, once these automations, like the welcome automation, is done, you need to still pour some water in the plant just to make it grow. Someone can only be welcomed once, right? So look, guys, look what Arc'teryx are doing when it comes to their email campaigns, which, by the way, they send randomly at any time. Sometimes it's actually pretty insane when it comes to that. But this is what they had, for example, for Valentine's Day. It's so confusing. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable and so confusing. You guys can download the presentation and look at it for yourself. I want to make this video pretty quick, but is a very confusing email. The design is lazy. It's all about sell, and yes, there's no structure, and they take way too much time before sending their email campaign. So it's hard for their customers to think about Arc'teryx if Mr. Arc'teryx barely knock out their doors. This is instead what I suggest them to do for Valentine's Day, something that has the colors of Valentine's Day. Like, it doesn't even, there's no red when it comes to what they've done. This is what I've done for a watch brand. And when it comes to email campaigns, I've made a free ebook that is also within the presentation that's going to give you more than 100 ideas of email campaigns that you guys can use, so you guys cannot lose ideas. This is what I've made for Black Friday. I've made videos on how to create them, and these are the type of emails that are going to guarantee you a extra 15% every single month, simply because you're staying on top of their mind and they don't forget you. A lot of brands are wondering how they can make a customer buy their product more than one time. This is the easiest way, because you're just standing up in front of them. For example, McDonald's, it's not most people do not eat at McDonald's because they love McDonald's or they're craving McDonald's, but simply because it's at every street of every single corner. So the moment that you're hungry, the first thing that pops up in front of your face is a McDonald's, so you're gonna go there and eat. But yes, once again, email campaigns is key, 3 times a week. If you guys are looking for a right hand man, the perfect right hand man that is willing to take just to care about your brand and really take it to the next level, I am the right person. Link is in the description. Book a quick call. But anyways, this is how any email marketer with some kind of common sense would generate Arc'teryx over 400 millions of dollars every single month. So guys, imagine what we could do and what I could do for your brand. And yes, besides that, talk to you soon, guys, and bye bye. Like, subscribe.